My name is Fei Fei Liu. I've been practicing traditional Chinese medicine since 2009. Currently, my office is located in Longwood. And I know recently grabbed a lot of attention to parents, to the communities, the COVID-19 impact our community. And I feel like it's my duty to give back to the community, to say something and to share something what has been done in the past couple of months. Since the beginning of the March, and I received a lot of phone calls from my patients, current patients, and patients' family relatives, and asking if I can help. They already diagnosed as COVID-19 positive, or have a similar COVID-19 symptoms, or have all the COVID-19 symptoms but negative. But I've been using the knowledge I learned from my teacher and who taught me from Shanghai Lun, which is a traditional Chinese medicine book. I've been using the knowledge I received from them and just focus on the immune system and don't focus on the virus, and create a couple series for my patient, include formulas and diet, congee diet, teach them, education them to keep the body warm, change the clothes when they sweat, also create a lot of videos and write down the document to share with community and patients. And in fact, we have more than 100 cases recovered so far. And if the patient follow our instructions, a lot of them from have a symptom, the symptom improve within 2 to 3 days. And if they test positive and then turn to negative, average about 7 to 10 days. And normally I suggest them get the treatment 5 to 7 days and they get a test 14 days, because sometimes after the treatment you need to give your body a couple of days to recover. So I'd like to share the message with Longwood, other states, and maybe hopefully we can reach President of the United States or maybe reach the governor. I just want to share the knowledge I has been learned, and actually it's in China for 5,000 years, and we've been using this method for save a lot of life in the past for Chinese population before even other medicine came into in China. Is we have to focus on the human body, and doesn't matter what disease hit our human body. As far as the human body is strong, the immune system is strong. The immune system will fight for us. So I just want to share a little message under many my patients' support and encourage me to do this. I appreciate them.
So I understand that you have some experience with COVID-19.
Yes. I went to urgent care and I was very ill with a lot of COVID symptoms, and even though my test came back negative and the flu test also came back negative, they felt like I had classic COVID symptoms.
Okay.
So I did the normal go home quarantine, and immediately came to see Fei Fei, and she put me on the Chinese tea, and I was pretty much better in I think 4 or 5 days.
In 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
Once I started that I got positive and started with the symptoms, one day I was not breathing very well, and I was going to go to the hospital, but my wife wanted to go with me. But you know that they only take the patient and leave them alone, and no family or anything could be with the patient. So thinking of her, I started saying, what am I going to do? So that's when my mind came up to Dr. Fei, and I called her.
Went back and we tested negative.
So within 5 days of the treatment, you tested negative.
Yes, now that was after having it for almost like a little over a week. You had to add the 5 days in.
I was diagnosed with COVID-19, I would say in mid-June.
You?
I was in ICU. I was in a ventilator. Yeah, it got a hold of me bad because of the fact that I have high blood pressure and cholesterol. So it's rougher on people with, pre-existing conditions.
Fei Fei Liu Traditional Chinese Medicine has one of the most comprehensive herbal pharmacies in Central Florida.
And she gave us the medicine. We started that same day. My wife had been already with COVID about 6 to 7 days. She started taking the medication that the doctor gave us. And next day, my wife was feeling much better.
Did you go to a hospital or a clinic to get tested?
I did go to a clinic to get tested after experiencing some symptoms of strong discomfort, and I was curious as to what it was, obviously under the suspicion that it could be COVID-19. So after I did get tested, the results came back in about 5 days, and the test did show I was positive for COVID-19.
So the doctors basically gave you an inconclusive test result.
Yeah, they did tell me that the tests are 85% correct. So there was that little chance that my test was a false negative.
Now, mine, I do two liters of oxygen. When I started taking this medicine, this tea, I started getting better. I wasn't wheezing as much as,
So out of precaution, you came to Fei Fei Liu's office.
Yeah, because I had seen her get other people well with her tea with COVID, and I've been working with her for 8 years. I mean, my experience with Chinese medicine goes all the way back to 20-some years, and the Cleveland Clinic in Ohio has a Chinese traditional medicine department there, so I'm very familiar with Chinese medicine. I've been using it for years.
You will find a full range of traditional Chinese medical treatments, as well as a robust herbal pharmacy, including patented powder, capsules, and raw herbs, which are customized to each patient.
And so how long were you on the medication before you started to feel better?
I started feeling better maybe 2 or 3 days into it, and then I think maybe 4 or 5 days, pretty much done with it.
She gave us a mix of herbs and different that I have never seen, because I have never drank so many things. A little bit hard to drink, but it was very effective, because when I started drinking the same day that she did, and next day I was feeling also much better. My wife, 3 days after that, she could smell, she could taste, she started eating on the second day. Which she was only sleeping and very tired and was not eating at all. I mean, I had to push her to eat a little bit for her to maintain.
I experienced a multitude of symptoms, from some light blindness to strong respiratory trouble. It began light, then it started getting severe, and therefore after getting tested, things were not improving. So it basically drew me to seek Dr. Fei Fei's help.
Like, I have told it all my clients, I've given her number out to everyone. I believe in this medicine. I really do, because you could feel the effects of your body really getting strength again. Mm-hmm. It drained, what she told us was it drains your lymphatic system, it cleans all that out, and so you could feel that part too. We slept a lot, we rested, but then every day just got better gradually, and then you woke up and you just felt like you were feeling like yourself again.
I called and they told me to come in, and she did a consultation with me and showed me how she can make me better. Mm-hmm. And she gave me some tea. I went home. My lady, she cooked it up and stuff. And I went and drank the tea. And, it's not the best, but it works.
We came to Dr. Fei, and we started with the treatment. So when I started to get worse, she was already feeling better.
I had COVID-19 by the symptoms, and that basically I tested positive, and that I needed help ASAP, because the pressure really started getting me nervous, because it was not improving. And I had heard about that symptom that was very uncomfortable, and I was basically on that brink of that discomfort getting very strong, to the point where movement and sleeping was just not possible.
I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis years ago, so many years ago, and had very high positive ANA, and I ended up going the route of natural medicine, Chinese medicine, when I realized I had just buried a friend who died of MS, and I didn't want to, I knew what my road was going to be, so I opted for natural medicine, Chinese medicine.
I would say get on the phone right now and call Dr. Fei Fei. I definitely trust her. I feel like her protocol was right on the money, and if I ever go through anything like this again, whether it's COVID or something else, I will definitely call her 100%.
I would say Dr. Fei Fei's prescriptions, natural herb prescriptions, enabled my body to boost the immune system, which helped me clear the COVID-19 symptoms and virus, because I, in fact, 2 days after I stopped taking the treatment, I got retested and my test came back negative.
So now that you know about Fei Fei's treatments for COVID, do you share this with other people?
Yes, I tell everybody. In fact, I have a friend who had a friend in Texas who was a few months past COVID and still couldn't walk very far for the lack of being able to breathe. And we, connected him with Fei Fei, and she overnighted the tea to him in Texas. And about 5 days into it, when we checked on him, he was chasing a cow across his pasture. So we knew that he was doing better. And he was just so amazed. Even his doctor in Texas asked him what he was doing, because his breathing was actually deeper and better than it even was before COVID.
So, like I say, the day that I decided to come to Dr. Fei, I wasn't breathing very well. I'm a heart patient. I have a pacemaker. I had open heart surgery. Okay, so I'm a high risk person. I'm 68 years old. So not many people I know with this condition would have survived. And only 21 days I was under the condition. And I'm sure that Dr. Fei's medication was very, very, very super effective.
Before you started the Chinese medicine, were you on the oxygen 24 hours a day?
Yes, 24 hours, and after I started the last 2 days of the tea, I went in the shower, because I don't wear the thing when I'm going to the shower. I got out of the shower, and I just started feeling good.
Really? 2 days?
Yeah. And then I just kept with the procedure, eating right. Things are getting better.
So did she combine diet along with her tea?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so how long have you been on the treatments now?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yes.
And are you still on the oxygen 24 hours a day?
Yeah, I'm still on the oxygen. Not 24 hours a day, because I take like an hour, just to work out and stuff like that.
Okay. So you're able to remove, you look good. You're in good shape. So you're able to take the oxygen off for an hour a day,
Right.
and you're now exercising.
Right. Yeah.
So that's a significant improvement.
Mm-hmm. Very good improvement.
For herbal refills or initial orders, Fei Fei Liu provides shipping directly to patients through USPS anywhere in the United States. International shipping is also a possibility.
It took 3 weeks for me to have everything cleared up, because things initially started feeling severe for me.
So your last 2 test results were negative?
Yes.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so what would you have to say then about Dr. Fei Fei's Chinese medicine tea?
It is good. Everybody, I guarantee you, you will be pleased, and you just need to come and check her out.
Would you say that it did more for you than what you were getting in the hospital?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And it cleanses your body too.
I saw a special on TV with Willie, a DJ here in town, and I saw he was on an oxygen tank, and I just felt bad, and I knew the tea had helped Rodney in Texas. So I Googled Willie's name and found him and contacted him and connected him with Fei Fei. So I generally try to tell everybody about the Chinese tea.
I'm proof of this, and like I say, I have pacemaker. You can see it right here. So I'm not making it up. You can see that right here. I have I don't know if you can see it from there, but I have open heart surgery, high blood pressure. I have it under control, and I have 7 stents in my heart. So I'm not an ordinary person, you know.
I encourage everyone and anyone to educate themselves further on the healing powers of traditional Chinese medicine to enable their bodies to become more efficient and help it heal itself.
How do you think you can convince someone who's used to a traditional Western medical approach to transition over to the Eastern natural medication?
That's really hard. I think when you see people like Willie, who's walking around with oxygen and can't live without his oxygen tank, and now you see him walking around and working out without his oxygen tank, just, I think he's maybe 7 days into the tea. I think they have to see other people who've been through it. I talk to everybody about Chinese tea, the Chinese medicine. I've been doing it for years. Some people will stretch and believe. I think a lot of people, like myself, I had to be very, very ill with no other option to try something new. And I hate to see people at that point where they're so ill and desperate, especially because Chinese medicine is also very preventative in nature.
Sure.
So, I don't know the answer to that to get people to believe. I just know it makes me very happy to see hospitals like the Cleveland Clinic embracing and having an acupuncture, traditional Chinese medicine department there. And I would really love to see more hospitals embrace Chinese medicine as an enhancement to regular medicine.
Right, it would be
It's
great
not a
to have.
replacement, but it's an enhancement.
It's an enhancement. Fei Fei, and what did she prescribe to you?
Her traditional herbs, which are, to lack of a better explanation, look like stuff you'd pull out of your backyard. Boil up, you boil it up and drink it, and I've been doing that for years, and she will tailor, the ingredients to whatever your symptoms are.
I wanted to let the community know if you have any family members, any children who experience COVID-19 symptoms or probably passed the test is COVID-19 positive, do not be afraid. We have to calm down, don't have the fears, and give this traditional Chinese medicine has a 5,000 years history a try. And if you don't know anything about that, if you never heard anything about that, and then you're happy to call our office, and we'll be happy to help. We'll be happy to explain to you. And you don't have to do anything if you don't feel comfortable, but at least have an open mind. And I wish everybody healthy. I hope the kids go back to the school safe, and then at least you learn some knowledge about do the correct diet to strong immune system, even you don't ready to do the herb yet. You might not need to do the herb if you don't have the symptoms, but to get some education about the diet that will helping your immune system and helping the kids. I just hope everybody go back to the normal life. Thank you very much.